So welcome everyone. Welcome to this webinar, the sixth of the web series Training and Media from LGM Digital. And today we are going to talk about an LGM Digital solution, which is called Make and Go. This solution is about creating, developing e-learnings pretty quickly and at an affordable price. So that's the subject of today. Before we start, just a quick reminder about Livestorm. If you have any question, you have at your disposal a question tab, which is located on the right of your screen. If you have any question during the presentation, do not hesitate to add those questions to this tab, and Luca and I will be happy to answer it at the end of the session. So first, let's go to a quick presentation of the two speakers. So I will let Luca start.
Thank you, Pierre. You muted me. I'm Luca Retapi. I am currently an e-learning consultant for LGM Digital. I mainly focus on internal training, and well, I'm quite used to developing and producing those e-learning solutions that Make and Go is composed of. So, Pierre, your turn.
At LGM Digital, and I'm working on project relative to the creation of training courses and training plan. So for those of you who have watched the previous webinar, it corresponds to the analysis and design phases of the ADI process, but also on the development of training material, mainly digital, such as e-learning, and some of them using the Make and Go solution we are going to present to you right now. So a quick overview of the webinar. It will be a pretty quick webinar, which should last between 15 and 20 minutes. And we have three main parts to present to you. The first one is about the Make and Go solution. So what is this solution? The second one will be about the processes, because you will see that the Make and Go solution use a 5-step process. So we will go through the whole process together to show you how we are going to work. And the final part is a small conclusion with some costing elements and planning elements. So first, with Luca, we wanted to present, to show you a small video that resume the offer. So I will play the video.
Do you need to supply training courses
right now
to convey key messages? Does your organization want to use new communication channels? Are you looking for an efficient solution to create e-learning modules? The solution of LGM Digital, Make and Go, allows you to design and develop e-learning modules in half the time and at optimized costs. Make and Go is quick, affordable, and as usual custom-made. Our recipe for success involves you during the design and will guide you step by step with our catalogs and templates. The outcome? A high-quality and custom-made e-learning course. The method is simple. Step 1. Taking your needs into account, the estimated training duration and the customization options you selected from our catalog, such as graphical style and voiceover type, LGM Digital develops your e-learning module at a competitive price and in a short period of time. Step 2. Follow our ready-made guideline to gather and structure your content. Step 3. Choose the view you like from our catalog to communicate your messages. Step 4. Complete the predefined storyboard. And then, our team will take care of the rest in no time. Make and Go, a quick, custom-made and affordable solution to train and brief your colleagues remotely. Contact us at training@lgm.fr and consult LGM Digital's full offer at trainingfactory.lgm-digit.fr.
to the presentation. So the video gives you some information about this solution, but if you get the point of the solution is to provide our clients an affordable solution to create e-learnings, and also a quick one. So that's the two main advantage of this solution. And how we are able to do that is by involving our client in the specification of the e-learning module. So just a quick history about this offer. It's available for our clients since 4 months, I think. But before we use it for our client, it was used in intern for the internal training, mainly to help our experts that have the need to create e-learning module for the LGM employee to be able to easily create efficient e-learning for the employee. So this solution is used for almost more than a year, and it's mainly used for the internal training. But at the start of the year, we decided to open this solution for our clients. And this solution, as I said, is based on a 5-step process, and we will go through the 5 phases after. Just to give you a quick overview, the first one is the one you see on your screen, is to identify your need and estimate the duration of the future e-learning. The second one is about choosing the option, the customization option for your future e-learning. If you ask me, I think the step 1 and 2 are linked, and we do them together, but it's 2 phases. It's 2 phases. The third one is about gathering and structuring your content. The fourth one is about choosing existing e-learning view to address to talk about your message. And the final one is to complete a storyboard that will be a specification to the creation of the e-learning. So for the 5 phases, it's basically working with our clients, with the support, with the help of the LGM team, to be able to create the storyboard that we will use to create the e-learning. So let's go through all the 5 phases. So the first one, as I said, is about defining the main objective, the global objective of your module. And for example, in the past few months, we did this development in intern for LGM. We have the need to create an e-learning, a communication e-learning relative to the company, due to the fact that we weren't able to do a face-to-face presentation of the result of the company objective. So, for example, there is this solution can be used both for training but also for small communication module. So that's the first step. You also have the need to define the duration of your future module, and in this case, 10 minutes was enough to give all the message that we want to address. So that's those 2 elements are the step 1 of the processes, defining the objective and the duration. And for the step 2, it is, as I said, pretty linked to the step 1, but it's defining the customization option from our catalog. And our catalog is basically, this is the documents we are currently using. It's not very readable, but I will do I will give you some example. If you, during the video, you may have understood that we are using predefined templates with a graphical style, and for our clients, maybe you will need to change the color of the design of the e-learning. So that's what we call the customization option. So changing the color, for example. We also are able to create a template, a specific template for your company. So that's another customization option. In this catalog, you also have choosing like if you want a voiceover, if you don't want one, and if you want one, which type of voiceover you need. Is it a human one? Is it a synthetic one? So that's all of the customization option. And using these three elements, so the output of the step 1 and of the step 2, LGM Digital is able to give you a cost estimation of the development for the e-learning. And from this step, we are working in this cost to provide you the e-learning. So that's really at the phase 3 that we are going to really create and think the future e-learning. And if you follow the previous webinar, I think it's the 4th one, before we start creating a storyboard, before we start creating an e-learning, we need to structure the content. And that's the objective of this phase. So helping our client to structure his idea relative to the main objective of the module. So in this example, for the communication module, we have identified 5 main axes, which are listed here. So the board general information, the reminding on the board instruction, a department general information, so presenting the first quarter turnover and other data, listing the project that are currently working on at LGM, listing the offer, and also presenting the future company objectives. So after this phase, at the end of this phase, you have a pretty good idea of the structure of your e-learning. And this is also at this time that you can maybe link objectives or notion to existing documents, maybe procedure or internal note, so that you have a link between notion pedagogical objective and data. So really at the end of this phase, you pretty much know the structure and how all of the messages will be addressed in the e-learning. I will now let Luca speak to you about the step 4 and 5 of the processes.
Thank you, Pierre. So we'll keep your screen until I get the examples. So about the 4th step, the 4th step is about the slide views catalog. We know that originality for learning content is obviously important, but for time savers, you may need some pre-developed templates, forms, different content that we gathered using, well, our internal or some client templates when we had good ideas, good mechanics, etc. So in the 4 steps, we will present you those different mechanics, those different slides, considering if and when you need them. And all these examples are based on what we know. They are scientifically justified, as for example, the 10 minutes duration that Pierre mentioned. It's known, scientifically, it's known that an e-learning content is better when short, and the maximum duration an e-learning is effective is 13 minutes. So 10 minutes is quite better because you do not condense information, but you separate it. But well, it's not what we're talking about. Those mechanics, those slides in our catalog are justified, and we use them because we know they work, and we know we have quite a bit of content about it. So I'll share my screen. I'm sorry, the actual content I'm gonna show you, it's the same visual, but the actual content is only in French. I'll give you a little bit of translation for the presentation slide, but I'll show you a few functional examples. Where is it? Here. Now you should see my screen. So here it is, a little demonstration module, and you can see, we'll take, for example, the objectives. The objectives we see, a few images with the sense of an objective. The objective is a target that we have to reach. So we have a picture of a bow target and the bow that goes with it. We have maps. Maps are always useful. We use them, for example, in an internal training to present to our new colleagues, to our new employees. We present them where we are actually located in France or in the world globally. So it's always useful to have maps. We have curses. If you see, if I move the cursor, the information, different types of information are displayed, and if the mechanics I'm showing you are quite basic, of course there's a lot of customization available for those mechanics. There are those as well. So there are only a few examples, but you can see what is possible and basically what is possible, because all those basic mechanics can be put together to create more complex ones. But in this part of the process, we will show you the base mechanics that can be needed. Then back to the presentation. Here we are. The step 5, completing the storyboard. So you can see our picture. It's in French here, but I will show you an example that I translated in English. Well, it's only a few things, but you can see that the storyboard will be the tool to gather the contents, the views, the slide that I talked about previously, and a few comments, a few medias that either you, the client, or our training team could add, so that your learners learn better and eventually quicker as well. So you can see on the left part, there is, well, the time for the parts in the storyboard. There are slide characteristics, so the name of the slide, the objective or the message that it's supposed to be carried by the slide, the few medias to integrate to the slide, some particular condition mechanics, some actions you're supposed to do. For a video, for example, you're supposed to watch all the 3 little videos, so you can go to the next slide. On the right side, there are the inputs. So, for example, the web links for the videos. Below that, there are the comments. There are the clients as well as the learning designers' comments. So if you want to add or remove a media and information, and if one of our designers says, well, it would be better if we cut this into 2 parts and put this in another slide. So all of these type of comments, and of course below the slide a little box for the voiceover, because many learning content have voiceovers because it's very effective. So I'll show you, well, it won't add much to what I just said, but I will show you what it is in English. I'll try not to. Well, so you see, that's quite blank if you compare to what I showed you, but you can see, so different slide on the left, the different boxes, and if we go down, we can see, so we usually put, to do this quickly, a screenshot of the mechanics and the view that you will need on the slide. We put it. There are usually some modifications, some adds thanks to PowerPoint drawings, and after that we discuss of the mechanics, the objectives, and once the storyboard is completed, we can go to producing, and I'll go back on the presentation. Sorry for the switching. And here it is. So do you have this? So step 6, the final step, LGM Digital takes care of the rest. So we will take from every steps behind, whenever it's complete and validated, we take all the information, all the data from those steps, we make a package, and we produce the module. Basically, it's storyboard oriented. The storyboard will contain everything that we need to work, and our mediatization team will be in charge of producing the module. So it's a team composed of many individuals and many skills, many talents. If you want a little bit more of detail, you can go watch the replay of our 4th webinar, if I'm correct. We talk about this a little bit more. And if you need any information, of course, you can email us. So we have video makers, we have learning engineers, learning designers, UX and UI experts, designers, multimedia engineers, developers, etc. So we have all the skills, all the tools we need to create a very effective e-learning and a very complete e-learning. About the price, about the cost, it's quite a frequent question. Of course, every course, every project is unique, but we can give you some estimation about the cost. It will be about 240 euros a minute, and according, of course, to the chosen options that are chosen in the second step. And if we take this estimation, for example, 10 minutes of e-learning, so basic and effective content, 10 minutes of e-learning will go to 2,400 euros, excluding taxes. And it's about, as you can see, it's 15 e-learning views, approximately, excluding, of course, the titles in the end. And this production, so the 6th step, is approximately 5 working days to be completed. Of course, considering your options or content difficulty, some elements are more demanding. It can take longer. It can take, well, taking fewer for production, but basically it's about 5 working days for productions.
Because we had the question this morning about the 5 work day to produce the 10 minutes e-learnings. It's actually from the step 3 to the step 6 to the end of the production, because it's quite difficult to have a really good idea about the duration of the step 1 and 2, because it's mainly discussion between our client and our team. So it can be pretty long before we start actually the project. So I think the project starts when we start to structure the content. So the 5 working days, it's from step 3 to the end of the production.
So if now you have any question, feel free to use the question tab, or now we can put them in the chat. And if after this webinar you have any question that pops up, do not hesitate to contact us, to email us, or email directly the LGM itself, and we'll be happy to give you any answer, any information, if we have the answer to your question. And if we don't have the answer, of course, we'll get briefed about it, and we'll go back to you. So I don't see any question
for now.
Well,
if there are no question, I think we can end the webinar.
I think so.
just as Lucas said, if you have any question that comes back to you after this presentation, do not hesitate to contact us, and our team will be happy to answer to your question. Also, thank you very much for your attention today, and again, do not hesitate to come back to us if you have any question. I will leave the video on the chat, the Make and Go solution, if you want to present it or see more detail.
Thank you, and thank you for your attendance. And well, sorry for our possible mistakes, as we're not natives, so it's quite a bit complicated. It's a little bit of stress too. But if you have any question, well, again and again and again, if you have any question, even about some details we talked about, do not hesitate. Especially if you're watching the replay.
Thank you.